Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Newberry High School football field. It is the opening Friday night of the 2023 season, and it gets underway here tonight in Newberry as the Brimley Bays take on the Newberry Indians. Week 1, the second annual Newberry High School Patriot Game. You see the red, white, and blue line at center field as these two teams get ready to go at it in a Great Lakes 8 East Division matchup. Dan Hardenbrook, glad to have you along for another season of live local sports with free video on M123 FM, the EUP Sports Network. You can also stream us to your big screen via YouTube. For that, go to mynewberrynews.com, and you can get the YouTube player and send this straight to your big screen. A little bit of a delay in things this evening. The JVs were on the field ready to start their contest just prior to 6 o'clock this evening when thunder and lightning rolled through the Newberry area. It's about a 45-minute delay by the time they had kicked off the JV contest, which Newberry ended up winning 46-16. And now the two varsity teams will be just over an hour by the time they get their game started off. And you see the two teams at center field. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office teaming up with the Newberry High School football program for the Patriot Game festivities. And Lewis County's Veteran Community Service Award winner, Dave Gaudreau, did the ceremonial coin toss. Free admission for all fans if you want to come down and check it out. It is a beautiful night now here in downtown Newberry. As you take a look around the facility down on the far end there, you can see the red, white, and blue and the Cloverland Electric crew and the Newberry Fire Department raising the flag. The American Legion Post 74 color guard going to present that. Shout out to Styes Guys Barbecue. They are feeding all of the vets here, and this one should be a good matchup. Brimley looking to improve on a season in which they won only a couple of games. Of course, the last 2 years in season opening matchups, the Indians have dominated this series. They have a combined advantage of 94-0 in the last two varsity contests, but a brand new year. Should be interesting to see what we get here tonight. We are going to step aside here on the pregame show. When we come back, more here from Newberry as the Bays and the Indians get ready to battle.
The things that we do as well as any place you could get it done.
Dr. Benjamin Bryant is proud of the surgery performed at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center and reminds you, if you've put off some procedures because of COVID, chances are the surgery team at Helen Newberry Joy can perform it right here close to home.
We have a very experienced team. I think that our outcomes speak for us in terms of the job that gets done.
The list of procedures available just minutes from home at Helen Newberry Joy is impressive.
Gallbladder surgery is very, very common. We fix hernias. We put ports in. We remove all sorts of other lesions. We do vasectomies here. I don't think the public really knows that.
So if you've been putting off a procedure, it's only a quick phone call away.
I recommend that if they have a primary care doctor, they keep that doctor in the loop. But all they have to do is either call their doctor's office or call my office and ask to be scheduled, and they get scheduled.
Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. Your health, our passion.
It's a huge inventory reduction sale at Newberry Motors. Get a 2014 Chevy Silverado Crew 4x4 with 152,000 miles for only $19,995 or best offer. With over $2 million in pre-owned late model inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs that gotta go. It's a huge inventory reduction sale happening now at Newberry Motors, your locally owned family-run dealer. Call 906-293-5104 or find us on South M123 in Newberry.
As the twilight flies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight hold the ramparts we watch, were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red the land of the free and the home of the brave.
The Newberry American Legion Post 74 color guard with the colors in tonight's contest. Dan Hardiman, glad to have you along. Your only free, subscription-free home for live video play-by-play in the Eastern UP. It's M123 FM, the EUP Sports Network. Indians and the Bays moments away from kickoff final huddles as they get underway. Looking at the Newberry Indians, a ton of talent from a team that's made it to back-to-back regional finals. They want to take the next step in that journey this season. They returned 6 of the 8 starters on a defense that set a school record with 5 shutouts a year ago. They also averaged nearly 50 points per game on offense. And 4 of their top weapons back again this season, but they'll all be in different positions. Matthew Rahali makes the move to quarterback. Kennedy Depew, almost 30 yards per catch as a receiver, moves into the backfield. Him and Brian Nelson, keep an eye on them tonight as they try to replace the production from graduating senior Marco Juarez, who ran for over 1,300 yards a year ago. Gavin Nutkins was the quarterback. You see him on the crutches down there, sprained ankle in practice the other day. Nutkins going to sit this one out as the Indians have 2 big ball games coming up in weeks 2 and 3, where they'll take on Munising and Rudyard, who are opening with each other here tonight in this contest. We step aside. When we come back, we will kick off the 2023 high school football season with the Brimley Bays and the Newberry Indians on M123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community. The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
Back here in Newberry getting ready, it's the Indians and the Bays in a Great Lakes East Division matchup. Brimley going to get the ball first here in this one. The Bays return a couple of really talented players on a short-handed varsity team, only 10 in uniform, but they got a 4-year varsity player and running back number 2, Perry LeBlanc, and their quarterback, a 3rd-year starter and junior, Trey Lynn. They'll also look to lean on Owen Johnson in the passing game as well here tonight. Ready to go. It's a beautiful evening. The storms have moved through, and we are ready to go in this contest between the Indians and the Bays. Final preparations here taking place.
Injured tonight, but on the sideline.
Starting lineups getting introduced. Gavin Nutkins waving to the crowd. Of course, the Indians, you can see at the bottom of your screen, the Hall of Fame head coach Joe Austin, defensive coordinator Rudy Mendoza, Ben Raholly going to man the sidelines as well. Zach Klickner and Joe Smithson up here in the booth for the Indians.
Number 9, Gabe Luck.
An 8-1 regular season a year ago for the Indians. Their only loss to Munising. They also dropped the rematch in a mud pit at Mustang Stadium in the regional championship contest. They have won in the opening round of the playoffs each of the last 2 years, and one of the few programs in the entire Upper Peninsula, 8-man or 11-man, that had a top 5 scoring defense and a top 5 scoring offense a year ago. They have mastered both ends of the 8-man game, and there's high hopes for this Indians team here tonight as they embark on their latest season here in Newberry. Been one of the more consistent programs over the past few years. It should be interesting to see what they do tonight. Brimley outmanned, outnumbered, but they are going to battle under Bob Cameron, who's in his second year as Bay's varsity head coach. Spent a lot of years in their youth program, led the JVs for a season, and then got the move up to varsity. And here we go. Indians are actually going to get the ball first. I was wrong on the coin toss earlier, so I'm already 0 for 1 to start the season here. And we are ready to go with the Bays to tee it up. Dallas Andrews will get us underway. Newberry sends Kennedy Depew deep back. Kick is on the way, and so is the season. And it's Raholly, left side. Makes a cut. Maddie, all UP special teamer. Twice. Big block. And Raholly is off to the races. The Indians right out of the gates. Touchdown, Tribe. And they lead it by a score of 6-0. He scored 6 different ways last season, and Raholly is already 0 for 1 to start this year. What a start, and what a peel-back block that was. It was legal, huge block, and the Indians, they let it go. Jude Taylor absolutely flattened his guy, and the Indians line up to go for 2. Give here is to Depew, straight ahead, plunges home, and Kennedy Depew is in, and the confetti cannon's firing here in Newberry, where the Indians, wasting no time, they lead it here on the home field, 6-0 on a Matthew Raholly, about an 80-yard kick return for a touchdown. I like to say roll Tribe here in Indian country, and they are rolling right off the bat here in this one.
Go, Jude! Jude! Nice block, Jude!
Everybody catching their breath. 8-0 Tribe. The 2-point conversion good from Depew. And now Brimley will try to recover as they send Perry LeBlanc deep back for them. Raholly to tee it up. The run and the kick. It's a low line drive boot that scoots all the way into the end zone. 20-yard line, 1st and 10 coming up for the Bays, who find themselves in an early hole here on a Friday night in Newberry. What a start for the Indians. Opening kickoff to the season. Bays will line up. They'll put everybody up with double wing to the left. Shotgun for Lynn. He's going to come near side, and he's going to get met by Raholly, who's done just about everything here in the first few seconds of this contest. Newberry 8, Brimley no score. You tuned in a little bit late. You missed a lot. Matthew Raholly 80 yards to the house. Bays line it up. Same formation. Double wing to the left. Over Lynn's head and through his hands. And guess who? Matty Raholly. Going to get a tackle for a loss there. And things are already going from bad to worse for the Bays, with the score already 8-0. Other games around the region tonight, Rudyard and Munising in the big one. Got Cedarville Detour at Superior Central. And a flag on the snap. Looking for a signal. Came from Tony Immel on the near side. And we got movement. Going to be third and a country mile to start it out for the Bays. And they are in the shadow of the goalpost. Officially 3rd and 26. Ball at the 5-yard line. Bays will spread it out. 4 wide, empty. Lynn takes the draw, gets away from a couple. Lynn makes his way right side, brought down. Brian Nelson on the stop. Fourth down and 14, and the Bays inside their own 20. Probably going to have to punt this thing back to the high-powered Indians offense, and no surprise here. Raholly deep back, you see him there, waiting right around midfield. Boot is on the way. Raholly fields it right at midfield, stops, cuts back. Matty to the left side, spins off, and he's brought down. And the Indians get great field position to start. Will be the 36-yard line, plus side of the field. Indians will line it up here. They're going to split 2 wide. Gabe Luck, Brian Nelson split out wide with Kennedy Depew in the backfield for the Tribe. And movement on the Indians. And their first offensive play of the season is a penalty. So the Indians back it up to the 41-yard line. Snap here from Raholly. Quick bubble screen. It's Nelson. Nelson lost the ball, and the Bays take over. Brian Nelson, quick catch, tried to switch hands as he was coming through. The Indians turn it back over. So Brimley, who I do not think got a stop against Newberry starters last year, turn them over on 2 plays, a penalty and a fumble. And now Brimley has at least a little bit of momentum slowed, if not back, as they trail at 8-0 here in the first. Bays will take over at the 37-yard line. Snap here. Give straight ahead. Not much doing there. Good job by the defense. The all-UP Dream Teamer, Gabe Luck, who moves from defensive end to linebacker. Raholly in there as a backer as well. Newberry 6 starters back on defense. A lot of returning talent on this team, but they're not taking anything for granted. They are moving a lot of these guys around, not based on what they've done in the past, but what's best for the team now this year. Straightforward and a swarm on a short carry, and it's going to be the youngest player on this roster, Gabe Hamilton, number 58, near side at the defensive end. Wrapping them up, and Raholly coming in to finish the job for the Tribe. 8:24 to go, first quarter, 8-0 Indians on top. Bays already looking at another on conversion, 3rd and 9 here. They're going to go double wing to the near side here. Lynn, snap, looks, fires, he gets popped. Deep ball, caught. And across midfield, across the 40. And they've switched things up. It was Perry LeBlanc, I apologize, who's listed as the running back. And Lynn is listed as the quarterback. And now they switch back with Lynn, who caught the deep ball from LeBlanc. Straight power. Nothing doing. Who's coming off the pile for the Indians? Nelson. So a little switcheroo there by the Bays. Caught the Indians sleeping. Give Coach Cameron credit. He's already digging in to his bag of tricks early on. Bays. Boot pass. Lynn gets away from one. Gets away from two, but he's not going to escape the third. Good coverage by the Indians. Good containment on that boot motion. 3rd and 15. Bays 1 for 2 so far on the 3rd down tries. Would expect them to probably try and spread Newberry out again here. Midway portion of this first quarter, 6:47 to go as the Bays break the huddle and come to the line. Back to each side of Lynn. Little dump off, broken up. Good coverage by Mohar, who suffered a knee injury late last season. Still plagued by it. Some damage in there. He's heavily braced up. Really can't do much more damage, but they're going to try and get him through the season. Mohar, one of the many talented returning players as a senior for the Tribe. Punt nearly blocked by Luck, and it's going to take a bounce and a roll. And covered up there. Ball down, no return. A little miscommunication there as Chris Hobson, with the injury to Nutkins, getting more time tonight. Mohar kind of going to be limited to certain spots. Hobson, one of those guys that's going to have to move around. Here come the Indians from their own 6-yard line. Raholly. Little fake to Depew, curl around the backside. Nelson straight forward. Didn't get much. Gain of about 2. Just past the midway point here in this first quarter. Indians and the gun. Raholly, give, Depew, inside, bounces outside. Kennedy Depew, running hard, got a first down out across the 20.
Newberry, 22-yard line.
Out to the 22, 1st and 10 for the Indians. See the scoreboard on the comment section on Rudyard, up on top, 28-0 on Munising. Straight give up the gut. It's going to be kind of the dynamic duo in the backfield between Nelson and Raholly. Both have big playability, but both are so tough and physical running the football. And with Joe Austin taking back over the reins of the offense, it's going to be more of a physical run game instead of the spread run and gun. Brimley is standing everybody up. Raholly boots near side, cuts, breaks a tackle, spins off a guy. Raholly keeps going up the near side. Nice run. Matthew Raholly, who ran back the opening kickoff for a touchdown. Indians got a quick stop, but then fumbled it right back to the Bays. Now working on their second drive of the game with 5 minutes to go here in the first. Raholly in the gun. Double receivers to the right. Brimley standing everybody up on defense to try and get some quick step advantage. 2-yard loss on the bubble screen to Nelson. That was a play that was big money for Raholly last year. Score 8-0, 4.5 to go. Indians will go with their gun set. Haven't seen them yet in the power. Raholly booting, rolling, setting. He's firing deep. Caught. And touchdown for Mohar. Yes, he's in. Oh, a deep bomb from Matthew Raholly to Jacob Mohar, who fights his way in. So Mohar with the touchdown catch. Indians lead it now 14-0. 2-point try coming up. Raholly, great job to stand in there, takes the hit, and delivers the ball to Mohar, who got deep. Give here. Depew is going to get stood up shy. Conversion no good. And your score here in Newberry, as we are late in the first quarter, 14-0 Indians. As we step aside, it is M123 FM, the UP Sports Network, streaming on YouTube through mynewberrynews.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
Indians on a deep pass from Raholly to Mohar. Make it 14-0, 4:10 to go here in the first. Newberry just pounded the rock, sucked everybody in, and then popped them with the deep ball. Raholly waiting. There's the whistle, and they're ready for play. They run up. There's the boot. Comes deep. And a second touchback to start the game. So we've seen Raholly run and kick back, boot 2 through the end zone. He's ran the ball. He's made a couple of big stops on defense. And, of course, just chucked the rock all across the yard for the touchdown. 4:09 to go as the Bays come back out on offense. Moved it well, hit a big play on their last drive, but could not sustain that momentum. Ball here, gun. Oh. Lynn slips, fires, passes incomplete. Lynn kind of lost his footing there. Did get heavy rain that delayed the JV contest. Bays come back out here. Brimley going to pack it in tight. Wing on each side. Through the hands of Lynn. He'll pick it up and he'll throw it to the sideline. Coach Ben Rahaly, the only man near the area, out of the pocket, so no grounding. 4:05 to go, third down. Bays have been hit or miss on their third down tries. You can hear Joe Austin all the way up here screaming pass, pass, pass. Bays, they'll just run forward. And with under 4 minutes to go and running, it's going to be fourth down and 7 to go. Brimley down 14-0. They've slowed the pace here under Coach Bob Cameron. He's assisted by Mason Harris and Matt Von Seglern. And they are going to show punt formation. Here's the boot. Nearly blocked. Straight up. Takes a bounce. Oh! It hits Hobson. And Brimley ball. Hobson, that's the second time on special teams he's been caught by a football. That was a high boot to avoid the block. Newberry calls fire or poison. Hobson, miscommunication, and the second turnover of the day for the Indians. Newberry fumbled on their opening drive and gave it back to Brimley. So the Bay is right back to work. They'll continue to flip quarterbacks. Perry LeBlanc straight forward. LeBlanc gets to the corner, but not much further than that. Gabe Luck on the stop.
Come on now, Big D.
Hayes out of the huddle. It's LeBlanc in the backfield again. Him and Lynn splitting the duties here in the first quarter for the Bays. 14-0 Tribe, 2:40 to go. Opening quarter is through the hands. LeBlanc dodges one. Runs for his life and actually is close to the first down. So turning something into, or nothing into something there. See where they spot him. They're looking, and it's going to be just short. Big play will come up here on third, and very close. LeBlanc just outran the big fellas for the Tribe. Newberry on top, 14-0, 2.5 to go here at the snap. Bays just go straight forward. Nothing fancy, and it doesn't need to be. They needed a foot. They get 5 or 6 yards, and the Bays will continue the drive. It was worst case scenario at the start when Rahaly ran the opening kickback, but a couple of Newberry turnovers have given Brimley at least a chance to slow the pace, and that's what they need in this contest. They're not going to compete with the Indians in a track meet, but if they can control the football, they're going to be able to slow this thing down. Give to the near side. Little jet motion. Solid pickup there. Bays give it to Owen Johnson, one of their other seniors. Ball is inside the 40 to the 38-yard line. It's going to be 2nd and 5 coming up. 28-0 Rudyard over Munising. That was I believe at the half. And the other game we're trying to follow on our network here tonight. Rollout. Lynn's just going to tuck it. Find the sticks. It's a first down. Brimley, this is just what they got to do. They need this to be kind of an old school style of football. Saw this a little bit in the JV contest. The Newberry Indians JVs, they rolled tonight 46-14. They were up 18-0 at the end of one, 24-0 in the second. Brimley, though, kind of slowed this thing, tightened it up to a touchdown before Newberry ran away from them late. Give here, straight up the middle for LeBlanc. He's going to break free. Perry LeBlanc to the house. Touchdown, Bays. And for the first time in 3 seasons, the Brimley Bays have scored on the Newberry Indians. It was 56-0 last year, 38-0 2 years ago. And LeBlanc just straight forward. And he had a lot of the Indians defense standing up, and the Bays are within a touchdown at 14-6. 2-point try here for Brimley. They'll roll it out. And it's incomplete, knocked down. But Brimley, give them credit. The Bays are battling hard here on their season opening night. It's 14-12 to go. Big thanks to Jim Lee Hockey, 22-0 Sioux High over St. Clair Shores. Lakeshore, that game also at the half. We're a little bit behind here tonight due to a weather delay prior to the JV contest, but chugging right along. Back here with more action between Brimley and Newberry. It's M123 FM and the EUP Sports Network. Back here in Newberry, Rudyard is now up on top of Munising 34-0. That was expected to be the big battle of the week, but it is all dogs in that one. The defending conference champions in Munising did not lose in the regular season last year, but it is a brand new year, and that Rudyard team has a ton of talent. Brimley to kick it off after the score. Conversion was no good. Going to be a short hop. Going to go left side Hobson. The UP champion hurdler gets stuck on the sideline, and that'll be where Newberry takes over. We'll see the spot. About the 34-yard line. Oh, it was Neeb on the run back. I thought it was Hobson. My mistake. That is probably Neeb's first career kickoff return. Indians break the huddle. Been a mixed bag for them. Couple of turnovers. One of those was on a punt return. Rahali rolls, fires, just missed. Gabe Luck. 1:02 to go. Second down coming up for Newberry. Indians will get the Mustangs in the battle for the Axe next week. That'll be here. JV varsity doubleheader. Encourage you to come on out for that. Indians break here. Indians. There's a little bit of motion. Flipping Luck side to side. Rahali. Give. Depew. Near side. He just gets stretched out. Not a lot of room. Good job by the Bays. We dress 11 for both games tonight. 30 seconds to go. This may be the last play of the first quarter. Indians through the hands of Raholly. But he can make it happen, and he might score. Runs over LeBlanc. And Matty Raholly. So both quarterbacks have taken bad snaps, turned them into big plays. Raholly, a huge run out to the 40, and LeBlanc saved a touchdown. And that is going to be the end of the first quarter here in Newberry, with the Indians on top, 14-6. We will step aside. It is M123 FM, the eSports Network.
The things that we do as well as any place you could get it done.
Dr. Benjamin Bryant is proud of the surgery performed at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center and reminds you, if you've put off some procedures because of COVID, chances are the surgery team at Helen Newberry Joy can perform it right here close to home.
We have a very experienced team. I think that our outcomes speak for us in terms of the job that gets done.
The list of procedures available just minutes from home at Helen Newberry Joy is impressive.
Gallbladder surgery is very, very common. We fix hernias. We put ports in. We remove all sorts of other lesions. We do vasectomies here. I don't think the public really knows that.
So if you've been putting off a procedure, it's only a quick phone call away.
I recommend that if they have a primary care doctor, they keep that doctor in the loop. But all they have to do is either call their doctor's office or call my office and ask to be scheduled, and they get scheduled.
Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. Your health, our passion.
It's a huge inventory reduction sale at Newberry Motors. Get a 2014 Chevy Silverado Crew 4x4 with 152,000 miles for only $19,995 or best offer. With over $2 million in pre-owned late model inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs that gotta go. It's a huge inventory reduction sale happening now at Newberry Motors, your locally owned family-run dealer. Call 906-293-5104 or find us on South M123 in Newberry.
See the score there as we get ready for the second quarter of play. Indians on top 14-6. Matthew Raholly, 80-yard kick return to start the ball game through a deep touchdown pass to Jacob Mohar. Brimley offensively has controlled the time of possession off of 2 Newberry turnovers. And they have played tough here in this week 1 battle. Here we go, second quarter underway. Indians go to the old school R&L look here. The power football. Give to Nelson. Straight ahead. Not much doing there. Short game. Joe Austin taking back over the play calling, putting the R&L back in. A little bit less spread from the Tribe this year. They want to be a tough physical football team. They've ran into that the last 2 years in the playoffs. Munising last year, everybody remembers the 60-plus carry night for Paramaki in the regional final that Munising won 14-0. 2 years ago, Newberry here at home lost the regional final to Rudyard. On a night where E.J. Suggett put the Bulldogs on his back. Indians third down. Give straight ahead to Pugh. Spins off a guy. Keeps going.
First down, Indians.
Indians get the first down. They don't have the big play home run threat that they did in Marco Juarez. So Depew and Nelson are going to be more power threats.
First and 10 Indians.
Indians go around the far side. Apologize there. We're adjusting camera setups here. Indians line up, first and goal. Give and a little trip up. Raholly goes nowhere. Indians only missed, and this is amazing. They had an all UP caliber center and Blake Doak last year. The Indians, almost exclusively shotgun last year, only missed 5 snaps all season. We've seen a couple get away here in the opener. Raholly, gun, Depew, straight ahead. Stands up strong, lost the ball, and it's the third Indians turnover of the ball game. Brimley covers in the end zone, and the Tribe gives another one away. Depew stood up tall. He was trying to spin and kind of reach back for that goal line, but that thing comes tumbling out into the end zone, and the Bays recover their third fumble, 2 from the Newberry offense, 1 on a punt return. And a team that barely turned the ball over last year was almost 80% in the red zone, fumbles inside the 5. Bays get it back. LeBlanc, the quarterback this time. LeBlanc and Lynn have split duties. LeBlanc more of the running quarterback, that old Pickford-style hybrid Wildcat. And Lynn more of the spread it out, the athlete, run and throw combo. Lynn here in the shotgun as they go spread, empty. Run jet motion. Corner there. Hamilton slowed him down and tugged him down. Good recognition by Newberry. 9 minutes to go. Brimley has been tough. And the Bays on top 14-6. We go spread again with Lynn. Lynn and LeBlanc have been splitting the duties tonight. They caught Newberry off guard with a deep pass earlier. That one sails incomplete. Good coverage by Mohar. Basically playing on one leg.
Good coverage that time by Jacob Mohar.
14-6, 8:21 to go before the half. And movement that time. Who went first? It's offsides on the Tribe. Penalties and turnovers can even take the greatest of teams and the biggest of mismatches, be the ultimate equalizer. And the Indians have made some uncharacteristic mistakes here early on in this one. Bays inch a little bit closer to the first down marker. 4th and 5. They will choose to punt it away here. Raholly fields it, makes one miss. Right side, Maddie looking. Maddie breaking free. Maddie off to the races. Raholly, touchdown. He gets in. Escaped the final man at the last step. The second return touchdown of the day for Matthew Raholly. 1 on a kick, 1 on a punt. And what a start for Matthew Raholly. And that is a big one as the Indians' offense is scuttled, but their special teams has scored twice. And it is now 20-6 in favor of the Indians. Two-point try coming up for Newberry. They're going to go spread. Rahali all alone, 2 receivers to each side. There you go, quick bubble. There's a flag. Depew not going to get in. And I think it might be wiped out anyway by the penalty. We'll wait for a signal. It's on the Indians. Still awaiting a signal. Procedural. Conversion no good. And that'll make it 20-6.
The second quarter, Indians lead 20-6.
Matthew Rahali, another, mentioned last year, he scored 6 different ways. Pass, run, catch, kick, punt, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. He's already got 2 this year. Well, 3 with the passing touchdown. He's done it 3 different ways. Indians will line up the kickoff. We'll keep it right here. 8:09 to go, second quarter. Indians have made it 20-6. Rahali waiting for the signal. Brimley is still in their huddle.
Rahali the kick for the Indians. Deep for the Bays.
Brimley has fought and battled. How long can they hang along?
Owen Johnson.
Rahali waiting. Bays still trying to get lined up. They got guys coming on and off the field. They only got 7. Oh my goodness. What a disaster. And then they run a guy back on. He goes to the wrong line. Now heads back. Rahali the run up in the boot. Sends it deep. Fielded. Fumbled. Indians overrun a tackle. Miss another one. Bays coming out near sideline. And Rahali finally has to put a stop to it. Bays will take over. Strong return. 7:58 to go. 1st and 10 coming up for the Bays. It is M123 FM, the UP Sports Network, and streaming on YouTube to your big screen with the Newberry News at mynewberrynews.com. First and 10 for the Bays. It'll be Lynn under center. LeBlanc in the backfield. Give here. Short run. Jude Taylor in on the tackle. Taylor's had a really good fall camp on that offensive line and defensive line rotation. He had a huge block that may be the bone-crunching hit of the game from Northern Star Chiropractic to start out the season. Indians rotating the big fellas up front. Pavey will step out. Braden Little sees his first action of the season. 20-6 Indians. 7:20 to go. Second quarter. Little fake. Option. Pitch. Well, they went almost directly backwards on the pitch. LeBlanc with the give. Lynn already had the corner, flipped it back to LeBlanc, and turned himself into a lead blocker. Interesting design there for the Bays. Brimley across midfield, 41-yard line. New set of downs as we go under 7 minutes to go. The motion near side to far side. They'll go jet sweep. That's going to be Johnson. Lowers his shoulder. First down. There is a flag on the play. Holding against the Bays. That'll back them up. Wipe out the first down conversion. 6:39 to go from the spot of the foul. It's going to be first and about 15, maybe 16. All going to go just to the top of that red, white, and blue N on the Patriot Game night tonight. Free admission for everyone. Styes Guys, UP Barbecue, serving veterans free meals tonight. T-shirt sales to go to the Luce County Honor Flight Fund. Deep ball caught by Johnson. Hangs on as Depew rips him around. Bays have hit another deep pass there.
First and 10 Bays on the Newberry 17-yard line.
Brimley all the way down to the Newberry 17, a 25-yard hookup. Newberry Athletic Department raising funds as well. Roll here, throw. That corner is incomplete.
They say there is
We get a whistle. Brimley going to call a timeout. Bob Cameron coming out, fist bumping his guys. Newberry will get a quick breather here. We'll step aside. Indians lead at 20-6.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
And a timeout here. Indians and Bays, 5:55 to go. Second quarter of a 20-6 contest. Newberry 3 turnovers has kept this thing tight. Brimley out of their timeout.
second and 10, Brimley, the ball on Indian 17-yard line.
Ball on the 17. They just hit a huge 25-yard pass after a penalty. LeBlanc chased, gets away. He's dancing, comes back to the middle and gets smoked on a big hit by Gabe Locke.
Locke missed him in the backfield, came back in, and two of them. Good tackle by Gabe Locke.
Tell you what, both teams, their quarterbacks, we see Brimley rotate 2. Trey Lynn and Perry LeBlanc. Newberry with Rahali. They have been able to make some guys miss in the backfield on plays that you would otherwise think are going nowhere. Indians line it up. Oh, look, roll out, throw, incomplete. Good pressure. Rahali on the blitz. Big one here, 4th and 10. Bays have already converted 1 4th down on this drive. Can they do it again? Make the stand, and the Newberry's goal will be to try and march down the field and get a quick score before the half. Brimley gets a first down here. They get the ball coming out of the locker room. They can get a first down here, grind some more time. They'd like to score right before the half. Give here the throw over the top. Depew going to get called for pass interference.
Pass interference. We're going to call on the play. Bring up
and that was going to turn into a first down for the Indians, but now it's a first down for the Bays.
First and goal, Bays.
Bays with a first and goal now. Ball spotted at the 3-yard line. And we get a whistle. DJ Paquette wants to talk to one of the Brimley players. Waved in the referee.
After the half the distance to the goal, Brimley will have the ball on the Newberry.
Move it to the 7-yard line. First and goal. So they marched off the penalty wrong there is what was going on. First and goal. 5 minutes to go. Ball comes right side. And Lynn taken down. He's just short. He wants a face mask penalty. Nothing coming there. Right down in that corner. Brimley fans, you can hear them on the far sideline yelling 3 yards. It's just 3 yards. Second and goal here. Brimley going to go power football. Plunge it straight ahead. LeBlanc to the corner. Touchdown Bays. Brimley continues to hang tough. That's going to make it 20-12. 4:18 to go, second quarter. And the conversion try will come up here. Throw deep and complete back of the end zone. Conversion no good. 20-12. Neither team has been able to create any kind of distance here. Well, the bad news for the Indians is they've given up a couple of scores to a Brimley team that they've absolutely ran away from the past couple of seasons. Good news is here, Matthew Rahali may get another chance to return one. He's got a punt and a kick return already in this ball game.
Newberry back up in the line. See back there the lead maybe starting to set in for the Brimley Days.
Give Brimley a ton of credit. They are battling. The question is, can they hold the Indians here, keep it a one-score game, coming out of halftime? How long can they withstand it with only 11 players in uniform? The run and the kick. Deep. Rahali from the 22. Maddie. Gonna look. Gonna break. Rahali near side. Brought down across midfield. So dynamic is Matthew Rahali. Strong return there, and interesting that the Bays would even keep just kicking them the ball. Ball is at the 44-yard line. Indians, all three timeouts, 4:10 to go before the break. Indians line up back in the spread. Gun set. Good to Depew. Straight forward. Breaks the tackle. Bounces outside. Big run. Kennedy Depew, who tried to cut back in, but caught the sideline. Out of bounds. First down, though, for the Tribe. 4:04 to go.
second quarter.
Stop the clock. And we get a
Timeout on
whistle.
the field.
Brimley will use their, what I believe is third and final timeout. We'll take one as well. The Bays and the Indians in a Great Lakes East Division matchup to open your season. It's M123 FM, the UP Sports Network, and streaming to your big screen on YouTube with the Newberry News.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
Indians and Bays, 4:04 to go, second quarter. Brimley just burnt a timeout. Bob Cameron probably trying to keep his guys as fresh as possible. You only have 11 players in uniform. Long way to go. Indians in their gun set. Rahali takes the snap again. No Gavin Nutkins due to injury tonight. This one deep ball. Mohar knocked away. And a last-second swipe from Trey Lynn in coverage knocks that one away. Else Mohar might have had his second touchdown of the game. Think about this. How important is all 3 phases of the game? Well, Brimley's offense has scored twice. Newberry's has only scored once. Indians losing the turnover and penalty battle, but 2 special teams touchdowns have them in front, 20-12. Rahali in the gun. Takes, looks, he's going to roll on that boot. Sets, fires, deep ball. Mohar, that one on the money. Did he haul it in? Yes, a catch. Touchdown, Indians. Oh, Mohar with a diving grab. It's a 30-yard touchdown. Rahali and Mohar's second connection of the night. Same exact play they just ran prior, where Lynn came in and knocked it away. That time Mohar got a little separation he needed that he didn't have the first time. And the Indians have made it 26-12. With all 3 timeouts, they can think aggressive here. They can get a stop and another score. Rahali fakes, quarterback draw, spins off, line dives forward, he's in. 26, well, 28 now with the conversion, 28-12. In favor of the Indians, who get the big pass play for Matthew Rahali. He and Mohar have hooked up twice. Rahali ran the kick and a punt back as well. And that is your lead here late in the first. We'll step aside. It's the Patriot Game night from Newberry High School with the Indians and the Bays.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community.
28-12, Indians on top, 3:48 to go. And the Indians to run it up. Kick on the way. Booms it deep. It's going to roll. And it is barely going to crawl into the end zone.
The ball stopped on the the goal line, so that'll be a touchback.
Just barely tucked inside the pylon. So it'll be a touchback. Raleigh's third is the kicker. Now the Bays back on offense. They've been able to respond all night long. Can they do it again here late in the second? Little reverse counter. Big hit there by Kennedy Depew.
Tackle that time again by Steve Luck. Excuse me, Kennedy Depew, gain of 3 for the Bays. Bring up 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7 coming up for Brimley. Coming up the half. Bring you this week in high school sports from the MHSAA. Also take a look at what's happening around the region tonight. Snap here. Deep throw. Downfield. Caught. Oh, my. Another big pass play.
Beautiful pass
for the Bays. Trey Lynn to Perry LeBlanc.
Raleigh and Depew on the coverage. 1st and 10 Bays. On the Newberry 25-yard line.
Third deep ball of the game for the Bays, who have been able to move it on offense. Brimley goes option, well defended. Nelson and Mohar.
2nd and 8 for the Bays on the Indian 23-yard line.
2:28 to go. 2nd and 8 coming up for Brimley. Bays come back up to the line. Odd looking formation there from Brimley, where they just stack everybody up. Quick toss.
Short game. We have 36 for the Bays. 1 and 53 to play. First half.
1:45 and counting. Brimley out of timeouts. Score with as little time left. That's the ultimate goal for them, is they'll get the ball coming out of halftime. Newberry at this point just wants to get a stop. Trips to the left. There's only 2 defenders. Bubble screen. Touchdown Bays. There's only 2 guys to the far side for 3 wide receivers and the trips. And that's just simple math. 3 versus 2. And the Bays again with the answer.
Extra point upcoming.
Newberry had 5 shutouts last year. 2 other games where they gave up 2 touchdowns or less. Conversion good. They've given up 3 here in this one, and the Bays are within a touchdown at 28-12. As we step aside, it's M123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
It's a a huge inventory reduction sale at Newberry Motors. Get a 2014 Chevy Silverado Crew 4x4 with 152,000 miles for only $19,995 or best offer. With over $2 million in pre-owned late model inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs that gotta go. It's a huge inventory reduction sale happening now at Newberry Motors, your locally owned family-run dealer. Call 906-293-5104 or find us on South M123 in Newberry.
Alessandros to kick for Brimley.
Bays to kick it off. After a big touchdown win to LeBlanc, here's the kick. And nothing really doing there for Newberry. Mohar picks it up, immediately met.
Ball on their own 28-yard line.
Indians take over at the 28. Hall of Famer Joe Austin sends in the play with his third-year varsity junior quarterback Matthew Rahali. It will split time this season with Gavin Nutkins when he's healthy. Nutkins out with an ankle injury tonight. Rahali, as the Indians go empty, takes it, fakes it, up the middle. Rahali, why not? Matthew Rahali, one to beat. And he's going to beat him all right. Touchdown, Rahali, 72 yards. What can this guy, is there anything he can't do? 2 passing touchdowns. A kick return, a punt return, and now a 72-yard touchdown run as the fireworks go off. And the fireworks are courtesy of Matthew Rahali. And every time Brimley comes up with something, Newberry holds that cushion. That's been the big play for Newberry versus the quick response of the Bays. Rahali, 2-point try. They'll keep it right side. Little flip. It's good to Mohar. 36-20 Indians. And a high-powered and high-scoring second quarter. Indians go back up by 2 scores.
Brimley 20 with 1:02 to play in the first half. Again, we want to thank all the veterans in attendance for this Patriot game.
1:02 to go. That's our third touchdown in the last 2 minutes between these two teams. It's an 8-man shootout. In this game, the end result is going to come down to what Brimley has left in the tank. Newberry might have just a little bit more firepower. They've certainly got the depth. Brimley has hung so tough. Deep ball, fielded. Bays will bring it back. They'll come near side. Back to the outside. Big hit there. Now this nice return. 54.5 to go. 36-20. We get a whistle. Timeout Bays. That's their third and final timeout. We'll step aside.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
Brimley and Newberry see them there in their respective huddles, 36-20 back and forth. Plenty of fireworks. Brimley scored 3 times on offense. They've taken 3 fumbles away from the Indians. And that's how they've kept this thing close. 3 big deep passes on offense to set up those scoring drives. Meanwhile, Newberry has seen Matthew Rahali score on a kick return, a punt return, 2 passes, and a 72-yard run. The one-man show. Brimley, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers split out, quarterback's all alone. He'll throw it up, and it'll be incomplete. No receiver there. Coach Mendoza is more of a defensive guy. He wasn't going to haul that thing in on the sideline. 49.3 to go. Be interesting, too, if either of these sides can make any kind of adjustments. Now, Brimley comes in tight on the line. Going to roll outside. Down there. Kept him inside and bounds. Brimley will get the ball.
Clock running, 34 seconds.
The big question, too, for them is going to be, can they get a stop? Their offense has gotten the job done. Can their defense get them a stop? Because they're going to need one at some point, down 2 scores, even with the ball coming out of the third quarter. Brimley, 10 seconds left, might try something fancy here. LeBlanc in the gun. He's just going to go straight deep ball. Intercepted by guess who? Matty Rahali. Big block. Turtles run. Rahali, are you kidding me? Touchdown, Indians. As the clock strikes 0 in the first half, it's got to be some kind of record. There is a flag. That'd be the 5th different way he scored in the first half. And we're going to see what the discussion is between the officials. DJ Paquette, the white hat. Illegal block on the Indians.
Blindside block on the return.
So it wipes out the interception return. And now I think they just got to discuss, because it can't end on a defensive. Will the Indians get an untimed play here from the penalty spot? Halftime, says DJ Paquette. So because the penalty happened during the return, the clock expires, and we go to the half. Brimley and Newberry in a fun one here in week number 1, 36-20. The Indians on top as we step aside. It is halftime here. Words from the MHSAA and our EUP roundup all coming up on the way. It is M123 FM.
Welcome to the 2023-24 school year, and welcome back to This Week in High School Sports. We'll be with you for the next 26 weeks, getting you caught up on the biggest stories from across the state in the high school sports world. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The start of a new year brings a lot of questions, especially for the families of freshmen or students starting their first year of high school in Michigan. Who plays who? What was the score of last night's game? What are people talking about? Just what is going on here? Well, there's an easy way to find out the answers to all of those questions and more. Make sure you check out MHSAA.com. The site was redesigned a year ago, and now MHSAA.com sees over 10 million visits annually. It's the best place to go if you're looking for a score, a schedule, a story, NPR rankings, and more. Plus, it's been optimized for mobile use, which makes submitting scores on a Friday even easier. Looking to connect on social? We have you covered there as well. The MHSAA's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, X accounts are all updated throughout the week with important news for everyone involved in high school sports. Follow us and stay current with all the happenings from around the state. The first week of action is in the books, and with that brings us our first game balls of the year. Pinckney's Evan Lofwright started the cross-country season out with a win. The senior was first in a dual meet with Brighton, but Brighton came out victorious on the team side. Ellie Wilcox helped lead Boyne City to a Pelston Invite volleyball title. The Ramblers were perfect on the day, winning all 6 matches and 12 sets they played in. And to Muskegon Reese Puffer senior Liam Smith, he poured in 4 goals in an 8-0 season-opening soccer win over Ludington.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money from the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with the MHSAA's Director of Officiating Services, Sam Davis.
The first week of high school football season is always exciting and sometimes confusing. Here are some, not all of the differences between the high school game and what you see on Saturdays and Sunday. In high school, there's no such thing as an uncatchable ball when judging pass interference. It is a penalty if there is illegal contact, whether the ball is catchable or not. In overtime, high school teams start with the ball on the 10-yard line, not the 25 like in college. And in high school overtime, you're only able to get a first down by a penalty. And at no time is a high school team required to go for 2 points. And on extra point plays, if the defense gains possession, the try is over. The defense cannot return the ball for 2 points.
Thanks, Sam. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. All summer long, MHSAA.com has highlighted former high school standouts who have used past athletic experiences to help shape their post-high school lives. The series is called Made in Michigan and provides updates on some familiar names. Like Brent Gates, the current baseball coach at Grand Rapids Christian, was a 2-time All-State selection on the diamond at Granville. He played at the University of Minnesota before the major leagues and now has led the Eagles to 3 baseball state titles. Or Ariel Breaker, the current assistant basketball coach at the University of Minnesota. She helped Grosse Pointe North win a Class A state title in 2008. A 3-sport athlete at GPN, she finished 3rd for the 2010 Miss Basketball Award, and she played collegiately at Notre Dame before coaching at Lehigh, Oakland, South Dakota, and West Virginia, and now with the Gophers. To get caught up on all the Made in Michigan stories, check out MHSAA.com. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community. The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
Dan Hardenbrook back with you here at the half. Third quarter action between the Brimley Bays and the Newberry Indians. Their season opening contest is coming up in just a few minutes. Right now I want to take a look around the rest of the region. What's happening in this opening week for the Great Lakes 8 East and surrounding area teams. One game is already in the books. Pickford Panthers opened up their season last night against a strong opponent in Gaylord St. Mary's. So the Panthers already one game in the books. They'll now turn their attention to next week's showdown as they take on Superior Central at home on Thursday night. Other games going on around the region this evening. No bigger battle than that between Munising and Rudyard tonight. It's back inside Mustang Stadium where Munising is trying to bounce back after a deep playoff run. A lot of talent that they have to replace over there. They get a tough showdown against another all-orange and black team that's looking to bounce back after just missing the playoffs a year ago. Should be a good one tonight between the Bulldogs and the Mustangs, and a game early on that could go a long way towards determining the conference standings at the end of the year. Cedarville Detour over in Superior Central tonight as the Islanders take on the Cougars in that contest. That was a 6 o'clock start, no score available as of this time. One game going on tomorrow featuring teams from the Great Lakes 8 East. It'll be a broadcast game on M123 FM and the UP Sports Network as the Engadine Eagles in their second year under Coach Charlie Fosdick welcome in the Rapid River Rockets. They're also trying to rebuild and bounce back into the playoffs after being one of the original powerhouses in UP 8-man football. Catch the Rockets and the Eagles from the Frank A. Salzider Field tomorrow. Kickoff set for 4 o'clock. Live video here on M123 FM and the EUP Sports Network. Tonight, we welcome the St. Ignace Saints into the world of 8-man football. Very first contest at the 8-man level for the St. Ignace varsity program. They picked a dandy to start things off with. The Saints taking on Suttons Bay tonight. See how their first foray into the 8-man level goes over in the Straight City. Over in 11-man football, one game of note tonight. It'll be the Manistee Emeralds taking on East Jordan at AF Hall Stadium. You can catch select Emeralds contest all season long here on M123 FM and the EUP Sports Network. We step aside when we come back. Third quarter action between the Brimley Bays and the Newberry Indians on M123 FM and the EUP Sports Network.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community. The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
And that is a
Take on some scores in the area, both final scores, which are being listed earlier today. Red Jar beat Unis 47-6. Cedarville winning that game over Superior Central 20-6. And another score in the area for you guys that are interested in Sioux football. At the beginning of the fourth quarter, Sioux High was leading St. Clair Shores by a score of 32. The referees on the field now. Really on the field. And I'm trying to say that the weather up here is pretty bad. There is some storms in the area. Got us up in the press box just in time. We got set up. And the rain came pouring down. But conditions have cleared up. And it's proven to be here in Newberry. And where you live, hope you get some good rest. In the locker room at halftime. Gonna need them to perform same way they did in the first half, during the second half. During the block, responsible for
Dr. Igor Sedekov is a board-certified dermatologist joining the Helen Newberry Joy team at the Gibson Family Health Clinic.
So the primary focus of me being here is a cancer detection, skin cancer detection in the community and the management of a chronic dermatologic disease.
Some people can be genetically predisposed to skin cancers, while overexposure to sunlight can cause other skin cancers. Dr. Sedekov says sunlight is healthy, but
avoiding blistering sunburn is achieved. A little bit of a tanning is beneficial for maintaining vitamin D levels, maintaining mental health, a number of other health conditions. If there is a one-liner that can be paid attention to is avoiding blistering sunburns. That would be the number one priority.
The good news, treatment is close to home.
Approximately 95 to 98% of conditions, the care can be provided locally without the local patients traveling anywhere else.
Make an appointment with Dr. Sedekov today at the Gibson Family Health Clinic. Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. Your health, our passion.
Back here at the half, it's Newberry and Brimley, 36-20, and what's been a back-and-forth shootout. Indians ran the opening kickback for a touchdown. Matthew Rahali for the Indians his first half, a kickoff return, a punt return, 2 passing touchdowns to Jacob Mohar, and a 72-yard run. He had an interception return right before the half called back on a penalty. Other scores in games that have gone final, with us getting off to a delayed start here this evening. Munising and Rudyard, it was expected to be the game of the week this week, but it was all Bulldogs. Rudyard beats Munising 47-6 in the opener. Now, Munising had several players reportedly suspended and not eligible to play in that season opening contest. Indians and Mustangs will battle for the Axe in that regional championship rematch here this week. Cedarville Detour got off to a good start. They played early today. It was a 6 o'clock varsity kickoff. And the Islanders, under Coach Scott Barr, make the first step in their quest to get back to the playoffs. 40-0. They rolled past Cedarville Detour. The Sioux was up 22-6 over St. Clair Shores Lakewood earlier as well. And we'll have all of your score reports. Follow us throughout the weekend and online all season long. Brimley going to get the ball to start this second half.
No, I'm too old.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
All right, brief little technical difficulty there, but we're back. Indians will have Rahali kick it off left to right. Bays will let it skip by, tumble into the end zone. That's Rahali's 4th touchback, kicking balls in this one. Bays have hung tough. They've used 3 big passing plays. Three big passing plays in that first half to set up scoring touchdowns. They've rotated 3 guys outside, only 1 in coverage for the Indians. Penalty flag comes in. As it stands now, enough for a first down as they just quickly sling it out to Johnson. The Indians are not adjusting in coverage to that set. Late in the first half, they left 2 guys out in coverage against the trips. Quick bubble screen. 1 guy catches it, the other 2 blocks, and they went in to score. That time they had a big play, but a penalty lights it out. Indians catch a break there. 36-20. They're going to go tight end to the left, 2 receivers to the right. It's Lim. He's going to look, pass, fires a bullet through the hands and almost intercepted.
Pass through the hands with number 10, Gavin Besaw. Almost intercepted by Kennedy Depew. 2nd and 15.
Depew was right there off the hands of Besaw. An absolute rocket from Trey Lynn. 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Opening seconds of the 3rd quarter. Glad to have you along here on week 1 of the high school football season. Tomorrow will be in Engadine, Rapid River, and the Eagles in the Lone Saturday showdown around the area. Of course, next week, Labor Day weekend, everybody going to play on Thursday. That one tipped again and incomplete. Indians have had trouble in coverage. The big fellas trying to help out, get their hands up. 11:31 to go, 3rd and 15 coming up. Been a mixed bag for the Bays on 3rd down. If they had been ahead of the sticks, they've been in okay shape, but these long ones have really kind of killed their momentum. This is looking like a much improved Brimley team under Bob Cameron. Indians, a lot of returning talent, especially at the skill positions. But everybody's been kind of moving in different spots. A couple of key injuries have changed the rotation. Nobody perfect in week 1. Short throw, hit. Big catch, knocked away by Rahali. Gave the old hockey check there. 11:26 to go, 4th and 15. Not what the Bays wanted coming out of the locker room, as they have tried to hang tough. They're going to have to punt deep in their own territory here. Special teams been an adventure for the Indians. Rahali's ran 2 back, but Newberry's also fumbled one away. Taylor almost got there on the block. Rahali fields it. He's going to come near side. Stop. He's going to reverse far side to the left. Rahali, kind of the one-man gang, gets through, tripped up. There's a flag that comes in. We'll have to see what that does. Good push by Jude Taylor there. Personal foul face mask on the Bays. That's going to be 1st and 10 in good field position for the Indians. Leading at 36-20. Coach Austin, Zach Klickner, who led the JVs to a big win earlier for Newberry. Back down on the sideline with the headset. Austin taking over the primary play calling duties for Klickner as the offensive coordinator. Rudy Mendoza ran the defense. It's kind of been a coach by committee type of deal for the Indians the past couple of seasons. But Austin, the Hall of Famer, has taken back more influence this year. Big hole. Brian Nelson up the middle like a bowling ball there.
1st and 10 Indians. 1st and
Said
goal.
in the Newberry News a couple of weeks ago that I thought Nelson had the potential to be the breakout player for the Indians. Depew. And we got a flag. And this is going to go against Brimley.
Sideline warning on Brimley.
Sideline warning. Player out of the box. So no penalty. Sets up the Indians 1st and goal. They're down to the 2-yard line. They're going to go, sweep it around. Depew is in, touchdown. Talking about Brian Nelson and his potential to be the breakout player for the Indians. A guy who got varsity time young in his career and was able to build on it, and slowly has been getting a bigger and bigger role as time goes along, and him and Depew going to be relied on to handle most of the running back duties. Newberry punches home the 2-point conversion, so they get a quick stop, come down and get a score, and Newberry has a 44-20 lead, and this is where we're going to find out just what the Bays have in them. 11 players dressed for this varsity contest. And we saw this in the JV game. Newberry jumped out to an early lead. Brimley got a couple of scores to get back within a touchdown. Hung tough, but in the 4th quarter, Newberry just with more in the tank outlasted them. Brimley had 11 dressed for the JV game as well. Bays have played their hearts out here in this one.
Parks and Recreation for the wonderful again in the middle of the field and the light and the condition of the field. Thanks to Newberry Parks and Rec.
So Rahali will tee it up here. Indians lead at 44-20. They had one touchdown called back, that interception by Raholly, which stands as the interception, but the touchdown return was called back for the penalty. They'll run up and boot it. Raholly just blasts it. Nothing wrong with that.
Touchback again.
Touchback for Raholly.
He's on their own 20-yard line.
Who's done it all for the Indians here tonight. Tomorrow in Engadine, a 4 o'clock kickoff between the Eagles and Rapid River. Thursday night next week in the battle for the Yaks, Indians and Mustangs. We played a couple of classics last year. Bay's back on offense, trying to respond. We're going to go power set, going with Newberry's L formation. Straightforward. Good job, Jude Taylor, Gabe Luck, Ethan Pavey. That's a lot of body getting up off that pile.
Johnson, the ball carrier. Gain of 2. Second down.
Johnson
for the Bays.
took the carry. Brimley, rather, they have some nice versatility. They've been able to alternate Lynn and LeBlanc. Both guys can run it. Both guys can throw it. Johnson's played some wide receiver and some running back. Bays has shown a lot of different looks here in this week 1 contest. Back to throw. Lynn trying to run, drugged down by Brian Nelson.
Brian Nelson dropped Trey Lynn for a loss.
Tackle for loss, a sack for Nelson.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, another long conversion. This could be make or break for the Bays.
Your Super Bowl bound Detroit Lions are ahead 20-10 at halftime.
Tom Raholly's doing the PA tonight. He just got a chuckle out of the crowd saying the Super Bowl champion Lions are up 20-0, or 20-10 rather. In another preseason game. Drop back here. Looking. Lynn throws. It's deflected off the hands. And Newberry nearly got another deflection for a score. That's the 3rd pass they've broken up here in this half. 9:28 to go. See the fog rolling across the field. Tom Sanders, T-Bone, who did the paint job on the field house and concession buildings in Newberry. Firing off fireworks from his front lawn across the street. Blocked by Nelson on the punt. Loose ball covered. They're going to spot it at the 1-yard line. Nelson blocks the punt, dives on it, and the Indians will take over at the 1-yard line. We said make or break, and Nelson blows it up for the Indians, who come out knocking on the doorstep here, and they can bust this thing wide open with 9:22 to go here in the 3rd. Indians go power. Give. Nelson had the touchdown taken away after diving on the punt at the 1, but he finishes it up. Touchdown, Brian Nelson. Touchdown, Indians, as they hit 50 for the 2nd straight year. And what a job by Nelson. Blocking the punt. He dove on it and got marked at the 1, and the Indians let him finish the job. 50-20. 2-point try coming up. Nelson behind Raholly, who's under center. Depew the split back. Little fake option. Raholly all day. Lowers his shoulder at the goal line. You betcha. 52-20. Early stages, 3rd quarter. And the Indians have come out and delivered the haymaker. They have the Bays on the ropes. 52-20. As the Indians are trying to get to 1-0 on the season. we're going to step aside. It's M123 FM, EUP Sports Network, and streaming on your big screen through mynewburynews.com. Back here in Newberry, Indians go up 52-20. The block punt by Nelson and the 1-yard touchdown run. Indians will have Rahali tee it up. Be interesting to see as Newberry grows this lead what they would do with quarterback. Short kick by Rahali, and it goes out of bounds.
Ball goes out of bounds.
Bays will get to choose if they want to keep it or have it re-kicked. I think they'd take it with Rahali pounding kicks into the end zone all night. Be interesting. The only other two players on the Newberry roster with quarterback experience at the high school level is Nutkins, who was down on the chair and has been on crutches, and Jacob Mohar, who is less than 100% with a knee. What Newberry decides to do to protect Rahali if the Indians put this out of reach. The give. Right side for Johnson. Stood up by Rahali. Good coverage. Good pursuit by Maddie. We get a whistle. There's an Indian slow to get up. It's Depew. Indians will come out and look at him. Looks like he's cramping up. We'll step aside.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
Indians trying to stretch out Kennedy Depew. Brimley gets a little breather here. 9:02 to go, third quarter, 52-20. The Indians are on top here in this one. Depew up. He'll get helped off. Indians will start to shuffle and sub here. So we get the whistle.
2nd and 9 for the Bays.
2nd and 9 for the Bays. 8:55 to go. Clock running here in the third quarter. Not running time quite yet, but still running after Rahali stood up Johnson on the previous play. Indians will go with the 32 as the Bays spread out a couple of receivers. Play fake, roll out. Lynn wants to go deep. Nice adjustment, but just underthrown as Johnson punches the ground and a flag comes out. Mohar with Depew right back out there. Oh, wow. A late pass interference call on a well underthrown football. Gives the Bays a first down in the Newberry territory. Again, some scores, finals in the Great Lakes 8 East tonight. Rudyard beats a shorthanded Munising team who we're told had multiple players ineligible for the game tonight. And that led to Rudyard rolling through Mustang Stadium. Bulldogs win at 47-6. Cedarville Detour went up 20-0 on Superior Central and then won it 40-0 in that contest. Two of the games tonight. East Jordan also playing in Manistee. Pickford beat Gaylord St. Mary's last night to get the season started on the East End. One game tomorrow, Rapid River and Engadine, which we'll have here for you live with 4 o'clock kickoff. Double wing. Motion. Fumble. Went right off his knees. Lynn will corral it. But things going from bad to worse for the Bays here. Next week, almost everybody playing on Thursday. Munising will be here at Newberry. We'll have that for you live at 123 FM, the UP Sports Network. And Godine will be at Cedarville Detour. Superior Central at Pickford. Friday night games will see Mid-Penn travel to Brimley and Rapid River go into Rudyard. Going to be a fun season again in the Great Lakes 8 East. 3rd and 12. Third straight drive here in the third quarter where the Bays have been third in double digits. Hit as he throws. Caught. Oh, into LeBlanc. Rahali drags him down. He's short of the goal line. Oh, they go touchdown. Referee was out of position. But it's a touchdown and a deep pass play again for the Bays. So a pass interference sets it up. And a great ball from Lynn on a deep post. And LeBlanc, who is lightning fast, caught it over the middle and kept going. Rahali almost ran him down. And the Bays answer again. How about Brimley? Hanging tough. It's 52-26 now. And conversion good. And Brimley, the biggest thing is the Bays are playing with a ton of confidence. Last year it was 56-0. The year before that, 38-0 in the varsity contest. But Brimley has scored for the 4th time tonight, and they probably have accumulated nearly 200 yards passing in this contest. 52-28. They are hanging tough. They might not win this ball game. But again, 2 special teams touchdowns. You take those away, and you're looking at a 1-score game here. So give the Bays credit. They have fought and they have battled tough here in this one. They look like a much improved team.
Done everything for Newberry in this game. Offense, special teams, and defense. Special guy now.
All right, kickoff time.
Carlos Andros, the kick. Rahali with the view.
Rahali deep back. Short kick. It's out of bounds. If I'm the Indians, I make him kick it again.
About the 40-yard line, or Newberry should take over.
Take the yards. If you can at least break even. Because if they kick it out of bounds again, you get it still at the 40. Kick it deep, though. Rahali can get it, but they're going to take the ball. Ball at the 45, right hash for the Indians. Because it did not make the 40, it goes to the 45. Indians in their huddle. Rahali, 2 passing, 1 rushing, a kick and a punt return. Brian Nelson punched in the last one for the Tribe. Indians break out. Gabe Hamilton has been pretty solid at center after those early missed snaps. Up front with Pavey and Jude Taylor. Gabe Luck at tight end. Nelson and Depew in the backfield. Fake to Nelson. Give to Depew. No, fake. Raholly. Deep ball. And incomplete. Luck and all UP defensive end a year ago. His first bit of time on offense. He'll hang his head coming back. Great fake by the Indians. First to Nelson up the gut, and then Depew running wide left, and Raholly came wide open, and the Indians ran that almost to perfection. Indians line it up here. Raholly, quick fake. Somebody missed their block. He's in trouble. He's going to have to tuck it and run. Breaks the tackle. Raholly across the 40, down to the 39-yard line. Flag comes in late. Brimley player wanted a penalty. Couple of players joined. Gavin Besaw and Gabe Luck. And
Personal foul, blindside block.
oh, blindside block on the Indians again.
We'll go back from the flag. 15 yards. Bring up a second and about 15.
So the Indians will lose the big gain by Raholly. It'll be 2nd and 15 as it's from the spot of the foul. Raholly meeting with Coach Joe Austin. What a night for Matthew Raholly. So that offensive line credit, they had been solid. Newberry, 3 early fumbles, 2 on special teams plays, 1 on offense going into the end zone. Raholly will sling it deep. Incomplete. And some of the Newberry fans wanted a penalty. Underthrown ball. 3rd and 15, longest conversion for the Indians tonight. So Newberry has left some chances out on the field. But leaves at 52-28 on a night that got the JVs pushed back an hour. Varsity started just shy of an hour late. It was a 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock doubleheader. About 5:50 or 4:50, the JVs had just completed their coin toss, and the skies opened up. High winds, thunder, lightning. And then a holding penalty here on the Indians will make it even farther. Indians, it's going to be an official timeout. The Newberry field here, that far end in the shadows behind the visiting bleachers is the practice fields here. And you can see just about all the way out north. And man, it came rolling right out off of Lake Superior and across. So they went with a 30-minute delay, but then 15 minutes into it, more thunder and lightning pushed another half an hour. So it was 45 minutes plus the warm-ups, and that's why we are past 10 o'clock and still going here midway through the third quarter, 52-28. And we're in the middle of another stoppage as the Indians are now 3rd and 25. Been uncharacteristic with the penalties, with some of the turnovers. Indians are minus on the penalties. They are minus in the turnover department. Their offense has been matched by Brimley, but the special teams, a couple big special teams plays Newberry blocked a punt as well. Big night for special teams, keeping the Indians out in front, 52-28. That kick return, that punt return, and that blocked punt all might be the difference. Quick slant just behind the pew, incomplete. And the Indians are going to have to punt.
Raleigh back to front. One Johnson, deep for Brimley.
Low snap. Raleigh is able to recover.
Kick goes out of bounds at the 35-yard line. No flags on the play.
Punt deep and out of bounds at the 35. Bays will take it over. We switch sides. We will take a break. It's on 123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
First down for the Bays. They'll throw a sideline route. Incomplete. Going to bring up second down. 5:07 to go here in the third. 52-28. Only been able to throw the ball here against the Indians tonight. Big bodies up front. LePavy and Taylor. Gabe Hamilton's been a little gimpy tonight. The youngster that's up, the lone sophomore on this year's team. Nice for Newberry. The past couple of years, they've had to pillage the JVs, or at least chosen to pillage the JVs to build the varsity powerhouse.
Start on the base, 5-yard penalty.
This year, they took Hamilton and dominated at the JV level defensively last year. Near side defensive end here. Indians also playing without Liam Nolet, who was one of their top defensive players last year. Tackles for loss in the double figures, 4 or 5 sacks, forced a couple of fumbles. He is going into the service and is coming back from basic training, graduated this weekend. Congratulations to Liam if they're out watching. They'll be back with the team next week. Had another starting weapon on that defense. Third and 5 on the short hook up there. Under 5 to go here in the third quarter. Joe Austin screaming at his guys to run somebody over. Roll out here. Glenn leaps, throws too high off the hands of Besaw and incomplete. Bring up 4th down. Bays have not been able to sustain their drives. A couple of long 3rd down conversions. And now a 4th and 5 here. Big play here for the Bays as they try to hang tough. They're not out of it yet. Mathematically. Snap here. Flynn bounces, looks, tucks, He's not going to get there quick. Last second shovel pass. Leaping pick by Rahali. He's got room to the left-hand side. He gone. Touchdown. Matthew Rahali. No flags this time. What a night for Matthew Rahali as Lynn was rolling out. He wasn't going to get to the first down. He tries a quick shovel pass, and Rahali just snatches it out of the air. 45 yards back the other way. A touchdown for the Indians. Rahali's second pick of the night. His first one right before halftime was called back, but that one will stand. What a night for the junior. DePew going to go far side to the corner. No good. He's at 58-28. Indians on top. That 123 FM and the EUP Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Dr. Brian Stoynoff, and I want to welcome you to the Northern Star Chiropractic in Newberry. As the area's leading chiropractor with nearly 2 decades of experience, I'll get you straightened out and back in the game in no time at all. Nobody has a passion for your care like Northern Star Chiropractic. Come see and feel what we can do for you today. 906-291-2300, Northern Star Chiropractic, downtown Newberry.
Matthew Rahali, here's the night. He started with a kickoff return for a touchdown, ran back a punt for a score, threw 2 touchdowns to Jacob Mohar. That was all in the first half. He also had a 72-yard touchdown run, 2 interceptions, both of them brought back to the house, one waved off for a touchdown. Rahali scored on a kick return, punt return, interception return, passing touchdown, and rushing touchdown. What a night for the junior for the Indians. Deep boot there. Gonna go. Oh, it checks up and takes 1 extra bounce into the end zone. Another touchback. Basil to get it, 1st and 10. Indians are starting to shuffle in some subs. William Dunbar out there. Defensive end. Big Braden Little coming into the ball game. Indians are short a guy. Spencer Need going to run in, play some linebacker. Double wing. Lynn, deep ball. Bays. A flag again. You cannot face guard in high school football anymore. You got to at least make a play on the ball. And DePew is going to get whistled for that one.
It is a holding call, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Defensive holding, they say. Same result, though, first down. 58-28, 4:28 to go, third quarter. Thanks for staying up late with us here on a Friday night. We're going to be pushing 11 o'clock by the time this thing winds down. 2 backs, each side to win. Drops back, looks. They're just going deep here. Rahali eyes it. Leaping interception. Turn it back the other way. He's got room. Cuts it back to the middle. Leaves it back outside. Toe drag. Brought down at the 5-yard line. Flag on the return. And Rahali is slow to get up on the far side. That's not what the Indians need to see. He's going to come up gimping. I was looking at that. Didn't get a signal on the penalty, but the Indians will start the second drive of this third quarter inside the 5-yard line. They scored from the 1 off a blocked punt. Rahali got to line up. Indians don't have their center. They'll go into the spread here. Depew to the left of Rahali. Give Kennedy straight ahead. Touchdown, Indians. Matthew Rahali's third interception of the night.
64.
That makes it 64-28, largest lead of the night for the Indians, who are not necessarily running this thing up. They started a drive at the 1. They started a drive at the 4. Brimley was within a score late in the second quarter, but with only 11 guys, they have just kind of ran out of gas. The wind leaving their sails. They played so tough in the first half. But the Indians make it 66-28. And we should go into running time now after the kickoff. Depew into the end zone for the touchdown.
The score is 35 points or more.
Indians are going to let Gabe Hamilton kick this thing off, give Rahali a little breather. Running time, that 2-point conversion takes it from 34 to 36. Indians don't get in. Clock would be at a standstill. Been a long third quarter on a long night. And what a boot by Hamilton. Checked up at the 20, fielded. Lynn, little hesitation, and just gets rocked. Jacob Mohar
Tackled by Jacob Mohar.
comes skipping away. That's a bone-crunching hit of the game nominee.
First down, Brimley.
Running time, 3:50 to go. Third quarter, 66-28. We survived a weather delay on the night for the second annual Patriot Game here in Newberry. Shout out to all the vets, and a thank you for your service to those of you watching tonight. Ball at the 30-yard line. Bays will break out of the huddle. Their offense has scuttled. They got behind the chains here in this third quarter, and that's kind of killed their momentum. Newberry's been prepared for the deep pass. Option just gets muddied up. Quick whistle. Dunbar with the stop in the backfield.
Short game tackled by the middle of the defensive line.
Newberry set the tone early. Ran the opening kickback for a touchdown. Lynn back to pass. Looks deep. Fade route. LeBlanc just stopped. He was double covered. And the Bays starting to show a little frustration. Ethan Stilson going to check into the ball game. Chris Hobson's had a lot of playing time tonight. And the Bays going to take a timeout as they are just about empty in the tank here. Give a great effort. We're still giving a great effort, just harder to execute. 11 players in uniform for both games for Brimley tonight. So as they take a timeout, we will take one as well. It's M123 FM and the UP Sports Network.
The things that we do as well as any place you could get it done.
Dr. Benjamin Bryant is proud of the surgery performed at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center and reminds you, if you've put off some procedures because of COVID, chances are the surgery team at Helen Newberry Joy can perform it right here close to home.
We have a very experienced team. I think that our outcomes speak for us in terms of the job that gets done.
The list of procedures available just minutes from home at Helen Newberry Joy is impressive.
Gallbladder surgery is very, very common. We fix hernias. We put ports in. We remove all sorts of other lesions. We do vasectomies here. I don't think the public really knows that.
So if you've been putting off a procedure, it's only a quick phone call away.
I recommend that if they have a primary care doctor, they keep that doctor in the loop. But all they have to do is either call their doctor's office or call my office and ask to be scheduled, and they get scheduled.
Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. Your health, our passion.
Fourth down coming up for the Bays after a short run by Perry LeBlanc. He kind of got caught behind his own blocker, and by the time he was able to bounce back to the outside, Indians just run him out of bounds. They'll go LeBlanc and punt formation. Indians don't drop anybody back. They're going to sling it deep. Hobson gets beat, caught by Lynn, who spent most of the night as a quarterback. Goes up over Hobson, and the Indians have given up their fourth pass play of 30 yards or more. 2 deep pass interference penalties. That's probably been the biggest frustration for them tonight, as the deep passing game has worked for the Bays. And on all of those previous drives where they've hit a big pass play or forced the Indians into a pass interference penalty, Brimley's gone on to score. We'll go unbalanced line here. Trips in the backfield. LeBlanc lost the snap on the fake. Picks it up, tries to run. Jude Taylor and Brian Nelson. And on the stop. See if Brimley, they will have to go one more time here.
So 2 second and 12 for the Bays.
Casey Hamilton checking in. He's going to split time with the JV and varsity. Bays will break the huddle. LeBlanc with Johnson as they go pistol here. 2 receivers to the right. Tight end eligible left. Deep ball. Jump ball caught. And they're going to say incomplete. Made the catch. He must not have got his feet in bounds. And that's how the quarter will end. Newberry leads at 66 to 28. It's M123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
Palouse County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Palouse County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. Palouse County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community. The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
Back here in Newberry during the commercial break, as the two teams were headed back to their sidelines for the end of the third quarter, Brimley flagged for an unsportsmanlike conduct call. Trey Lynn wanted a penalty or thought he had the touchdown to to end the quarter there on that deep pass. Ruled incomplete. So a 15-yard penalty has backed the Bays all the way up to the 43-yard line, 3rd and 27 as we start the fourth quarter under running time. Give here. Johnson, room off tackle, walk diving, stop from behind.
Johnson for a gain of about 7. Tackled by Keith Luck and Brett Butler.
4th and long now. It'll be 4th and about 20. More fireworks. Quite the atmosphere here in Newberry with the Indians having great success. Now the wind blowing that fireworks smoke right into the field. Roll out here. Quick throw. Deep ball. Jump pass. Mohar slipped in coverage. Johnson breaks a tackle, and he's going to score. And it's another deep pass for a score for an Indians team that's going to have plenty to work on in pass coverage coming up this week in practice. Hope you took the over in this one, 66-34. And that puts a halt to the running time. When was the last time Brimley scored over 30 in a ball game? They have not quit all night long. Bays will roll out. Back corner, jump ball, flag, and complete. And Newberry will now also, this will be their 4th pass interference call with 1 defensive holding as well.
Half the distance to the goal.
And that'll bump Brimley a little bit closer.
Play against Newberry. So the Bays will line up again and retry to keep that conversion.
Lynn is in for
Lynn
the conversion.
gets in on the conversion.
36-66.
66-36 now as the Bays continue to battle.
10:46 left to go in this ball game.
Drinking the Gatorade, guys. We're back now to stop time.
So, with 10:46 to go, clock goes back to normal timing. Brimley, an excellent effort in this one. Coming up post-game, we'll take a look back at this ball game. Also name our Pickleman's Total One Stop in Newberry Subway player of the game. Give out our Northern Star Chiropractic Bone Crunching hit of the game as well. Short kick, Neeb lets it go out of bounds. Newberry will take the ball. See what they decide to do here. They're up by 30. 10:46 to go. Rahali, after that last interception, went down. He's got his ankle taped up. He did not play on that last defensive series. He's got to be back there in quarterback. Gavin Nutkin's not in uniform. Jacob Mohar also banged up. Rahali's had an unbelievable game, and he might be handing it off a lot here in the 4th. Give to Nelson. Up the middle. Nelson spins off and gets whipped forward.
Bring up 2nd and 5 for the Indians on their own.
2nd and 5. That's fine. Just keep her churning here.
Newberry leading the Blue Jays by a score of 66-36.
Follow our Facebook channels at M123FM, the EUP Sports Network, for exclusive post-game content each and every week. We'll have coach and player interviews. Other exclusive content. You can't get it anywhere else. We're the only free local live video service for high school sports in the Eastern UP. The Pew, nice carry, has enough for a first down. Goes out of bounds. Gets a round of applause from the home faithful. Newberry's JVs went at 46-16 earlier. So it'll be a happy weekend. Results-wise, both teams kind of have lulls in their games. Quick start, strong finishes. Brimley battling tough. Right now, they're down to 10 guys in uniform for the varsity.
Brian Nelson.
Wondering if the 11th guy, they had 10 rostered on their varsity, 11 dressed, and I'm wondering if that 11th body was a JV player that just saw his quarters run out, get 4 quarters in a day that you can split between JV and varsity, 5 quarters in a week if your games are not on the same day. So one of those Brimley players probably played 2 or 3 quarters in the varsity game and saw his time come to an end here in this second game. Raholly is into run time mode. Indians standing up. They'll get under center. Give here. Fake to Nelson. Give to DePew. It's going to be 3rd and 1 after that stop. Newberry running it down as far as they can in between snaps.
On the base, 35-yard line.
Newberry wants to get out of here with a couple of guys banged up. They want to be as healthy as possible. Their next 2 games will be huge. One of the only things they haven't done in their 8-man days is Nelson breaks free. He's off to the races. Touchdown, Brian Nelson. 35-yard score. That'll make it 72-36. They have not won a championship. Lost 1 game in the regular season last year. They were 8-1. Had to go on the road and beat Rogers City in the opening round of the playoffs. Lost a regular season contest and a playoff game to Munising last year. 2 straight years eliminated in the regional championship. They've been top 3 in the Great Lakes 8 East in back-to-back seasons. But if they're going to win a conference championship and possibly secure home field advantage in the playoffs, they're going to need strong showings in the next 2. They'll have Munising next week and Rudyard in week 3. Raholly fakes the option, steps in, flag on the play. Conversion as of now, no good. It's a hold. That'll back him up. Well, the Brimley could decline that and just take one last play, but they're not going to give up the 2 points. 72-36. Redo. So a little hold out there on the edge and that little option play. I'm willing to bet that ankle injury, one of the reasons why Raholly's not kicking an extra point here. That right ankle taped up. Little fake. Nice boot pass. Back corner.
Pass interference.
Incomplete.
Incomplete. Try. No
Bay's
good.
going to stop. 7:52 to go.
36 Indians.
We'll take a break with M123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
Back to running time.
The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
For the Indians,
Gabe Hamilton will kick it for the Indians. They're up 72-36. Late stages of this opening week contest at times felt closer than what the scoreboard indicated. Nice boot by Hamilton. Good cutback. Johnson makes another guy miss. Nice return by Johnson across midfield.
nice return tackled by Gabe Luck.
Gabe Luck finally runs him down.
First down, Bays.
First down for the Bays.
41-yard line.
Ball will be spotted at the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 with 7:15 and counting to go. This Bays team, they're going to win some ball games this year. Right, spread it out. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. LeBlanc in motion, gets the jet, flips it on the reverse. Johnson around the corner. Depew wraps him up. Mohar in with a hit. And another flag. Newberry's going to end up with a big win, but I don't think they're going to be pleased with some of the things they've done here in this one. I think this is going to be an unnecessary roughness call here for Mohar coming in high. It was before the whistle. Helmet to helmet.
Personal foul, helmet contact on the Indian. Results in the first down.
If he came in low, not like at the knees, but if he hits him in the chest or comes in and just helps wrap him up, it's fine. But Johnson was tied up with Depew, and then Mohar just came in and lowered the boom. Puts Brimley at the 11-yard line. 6.5 to go.
Bays on the Indian 11.
Sioux High winners at the 11-man level, 49-0. Lynn, give here. Besaw up the middle. Looked like the ball came loose. It was just his arm getting ripped away. Nelson on the stop.
Taken down by Duke Taylor. Gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
Good minutes in this one for Taylor, who's one of the new starters on the offensive line, taking over that tackle spot where Burton was. William Dunbar getting a lot of minutes in the second half. Good to see all the Indians in action tonight. Besaw, left side, wanted the corner, gets smoked by Mohar, who is flying around like crazy. You can see Lynn walking back to the sidelines with his hands out. Ask Bob Cameron what the heck is up with that.
3 for the Bays.
A little revenge for some of these varsity Indians. They played the season opener here 2 years ago, and Brimley won the JV contest. It was like 50-0. Bays ran up the score on that one and then set an 8-man punt block up by 6 or 7 scores. Newberry JVs had 4th and over 30 to go inside their own 10. Had 2 penalties trying to line up a punt.
Flag on the play.
Ended up back inside their own 10, and Brimley came to block it, scored on a touchdown off of the blocked punt. And some of the guys said they remember
Personal foul face mask
that.
on the
Personal
offense.
foul face mask on the Bays are showing a little frustration.
3rd down.
Third down, 18.
Third and 18 for the Bears.
But Brimley remembers what Newberry's done the last 2 years. It was 56-0 and 38-0. But after being shut out 2 straight years, Brimley looking good tonight with 5 touchdowns, and they're looking for number 6. It's incomplete. Lynn could haul it in on the sideline. 4th and long coming up. 4:20 to go, running time here in the 4th. If the Bays score, we'd stop the clock again. Don't quit in this team. They've had a couple of tough years. Been through some coaching changes. Todd Cameron was all of a sudden showed up one day for 7th and 8th grade football practice, and the next day came back and was the varsity coach. A lot of young talent that Brimley's had to throw to the fire, but now varsity level adjustment, catch, touchdown on another pass interference call. That'll be waved off for the score. It is Lynn from LeBlanc, touchdown good. And the Bays have scored 42 on an Indians team that did not give up more than 3 touchdowns in a game all last season.
Oh, excuse me, pass interference on the defense.
They're going to enforce the pass interference on the kickoff. A ton of penalties, a ton of passing yards for the Bays. And they've hung tough, and they scored 42, which might be an 8-man football record for them. And keep us here a little bit longer. Brimley adds another one. Indians still on top big as we wind down this contest with M123 FM, the UP Sports Network.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community.
Back here in Newberry, 72-42, high-scoring contest. Defense been optional at times. Indians have scored a handful of plays off of special teams and 2 drives in the third quarter that started inside the 5. See what Brimley does here. Newberry plays an extra couple of guys up for a short kick, and it tumbles out of bounds.
Newberry will take over on their own 35-yard line.
Brimley with 2 timeouts left to stop the clock. Newberry now just trying to get out of here. There, score one. Look at Rahali hopping out on 1 foot. So they forgot to enforce the penalty on the kickoff.
Something you put it back to the 20. Wow.
So they forgot to the pass interference on the touchdown was supposed to be enforced on the kickoff. They did not do that. So now they're telling Coach Austin, we're just going to back you up and start you on the 20 with the kick out of bounds. Would have gave the Indians the ball at the 35. But Newberry, I think, was arguing, hey, that's not our fault. Go ahead and enforce it.
Indians will take over on their own 25 yards.
So it's the 25 yard. So the 5 yards for the kick out of bounds. Newberry charged 15 yards for the penalty, and everything settles down with the Indians at the 25. Late night for everybody. Broken tackle. Nelson. Spin move. Running hard. Big game for Nelson. A couple of touchdown runs.
Yeah. From the 33. 3:15 was the one before here.
3:13. Indians will take their time. Holly will stand everybody up at the line. He'll wait for the signal. There's the hand in the air at 10 seconds. Indians right before the delay of game. Maximize every second they can. Cut back to Pugh. Reverse. DePew. Juke step. Stiff arm. DePew to the 50. He wanted a penalty. Competitive spirits flowing here late in the fourth quarter of a week one matchup. Strong run by DePew. Like what the Indians are doing with the backs. They don't have that dynamic playmaker. I mean, they do in Rahali, but the running back position, don't put that all on one guy. They have two to split it up this year. And Nelson straight ahead.
Brian Nelson with a gain of 2. Second and 8.
Under 2 to play now.
48-yard line.
One minute and 39 seconds left in this game.
Reminder again, tomorrow our opening week coverage continues as Engadine hosts Rapid River. Should be a pretty good matchup between those two teams. Engadine continuing to rebuild. Rapid River lost some great talent. They'll try to battle back. Loose ball. Bays get it. Fourth fumble for the Indians tonight.
Owen Johnson on the recovery.
Owen Johnson beats Rahali in the scrum.
Brimley. The Indians, 48-yard line.
So with 1:12, the Bays get one last shot to cut into this lead. Matthew Rahali. A kick, a punt, a pass, a pick six, 2 passing touchdowns. Helping lead the way. Brimley, why not? Spread it out. They've been able to throw at will. It's LeBlanc. Deep ball. Battling for it. Incomplete.
Coverage by Mohar.
Mohar getting yelled at to find the ball and intercept it.
Second and 10, Bays. Their own, or the Newberry, 48-yard line. 1:02 to play in the game. Again,
1:02 to go.
All our veterans in attendance. Thank you, Veteran Service Officer Rick Menard, for putting this together.
Trips here for the Bays. Newberry again puts 2 guys out in coverage. Bubble screen. One easy block. It's a big game. As Joe Austin gets caught up in some of the action there. They're trying to leave their safety deep over the top on that. And that's just an easy read and an easy way to pick up a couple of yards. Clock stops on the first down and they run out of bounds with 53.2 to go. 72-42 battle for the axe here next week. Munising and Newberry always entertaining. Mustangs. What will their status be after losing 47-6 to the Bulldogs? But a lot of players out of the lineup. Was told at the half, because we got the score up here in the press box and everybody went, well, that can't be right. It was a 4 or 5 score lead early on for the Bulldogs. Well, reports that we got out of Munising that multiple players not in the lineup. We do not know their status moving forward for week 2. Brought back. Lynn fires, caught. Johnson fighting. Bays battle, tough. They'll get one more play. Newberry's going to win, but they're going to have quite a bit to work on as they get the other two teams that, along with that, many people picking to be the conference title contenders, sneak Pickford back in there. They're going to be probably overlooked after what they did last year. And Brimley is going to call a timeout with 8 seconds to go. And everybody's like, for Newberry, moans and groans. They're waiting to see the Indians celebrate this win, sing the sweet sounds of loyalty. They'll gather under the far end zone under this gigantic American flag display that you see over there that the fire department, Cloverland Electric, provided for this second annual Patriot Game, honoring area veterans, raises money for veteran service programs in our area. See what the Bays draw up in the sand here. Turned into an offensive shootout here tonight, and it's 72-42, 8.1 to play. Newberry going to play a guy deep. It's Mohar. Over the middle. Caught. Besaw. Brought down by Luck, and the Indians secure a season-opening win by the final score of 72-42. And they get a round of applause from the hometown fans as they walk this one off and go to 1-0 on the season. We'll step aside. Post-game coverage is coming up here from the Newberry High School football field, 123 FM.
The things that we do as well as any place you could get it done.
Dr. Benjamin Bryant is proud of the surgery performed at Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center and reminds you, if you've put off some procedures because of COVID, chances are the surgery team at Helen Newberry Joy can perform it right here close to home.
We have a very experienced team. I think that our outcomes speak for us in terms of the job that gets done.
The list of procedures available just minutes from home at Helen Newberry Joy is impressive.
Gallbladder surgery is very, very common. We fix hernias. We put ports in. We remove all sorts of other lesions. We do vasectomies here. I don't think the public really knows that.
So if you've been putting off a procedure, it's only a quick phone call away.
I recommend that if they have a primary care doctor, they keep that doctor in the loop. But all they have to do is either call their doctor's office or call my office and ask to be scheduled, and they get scheduled.
Helen Newberry Joy Hospital and Healthcare Center. Your health, our passion.
It's It's a huge inventory reduction sale at Newberry Motors. Get a 2014 Chevy Silverado Crew 4x4 with 152,000 miles for only $19,995 or best offer. With over $2 million in pre-owned late model inventory of cars, trucks, and SUVs that gotta go. It's a huge inventory reduction sale happening now at Newberry Motors, your locally owned family-run dealer. Call 906-293-5104 or find us on South M123 in Newberry.
Back here in Newberry, you see Coach Joe Austin there gathering with his team. The Indians survive a tough test from the Brimley Bays, who battled their way through this one in a high-scoring contest. It ends up 72-42. Indians 1-0. They'll welcome in an 0-1 and reeling Munising Mustangs team after they got roughed up by Rudyard tonight here in this contest. That'll be the battle for the Axe and that big playoff rematch last week. Matthew Rahal got things started off with a bang. He ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown. Also had a punt return for a score. His first half included 2 TD hookups with Jacob Mohar. At the end of the day, Rahal scored 5 different ways, picked off 3 passes defensively. What a great night for the Newberry junior. He got plenty of help from his tailbacks, Kennedy Depew and Brian Nelson, combined for 3 rushing touchdowns in the second half, as Newberry had to control some clock with Brimley hitting big plays in the passing game. Indians, it looks like a huge win, but 42 points for a team that had 5 shutouts a year ago. The standard much higher than that. They also had a ton of penalties that did not put them in the greatest of positions. They turned the ball over 4 times, so it's hard to believe, but there is room for improvement even for this Newberry football team as they get some instruction from Joe Austin. They'll go to the weekend. They'll recover. Short week next week with the holiday. Everybody pretty much playing on Thursday night, including the Indians, who will back here at home against the Munising Mustangs. We will step aside when we come back. More here from Newberry as the Indians are victorious over the Bays, 72-42.
The Lewis County Veteran Services Office proudly advocates for our area veterans. Local Veteran Services Officer Rick Menard is ready to serve you. For all your veteran service needs, including claims, medical information, benefit coverage, and more, contact Rick Menard in the Lewis County Veteran Services Office at 293-4890. The Lewis County Veteran Services Office, proud supporters of our community. The Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis is your award-winning Ski-Doo, Sea-Doo, and Can-Am dealer. From the water to the trails, don't take your next trip without visiting the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis. From sales and service to rentals and accessories, the Fish and Hunt Shop in Curtis has everything you need for your next great adventure. The Fish and Hunt Shop on Main Street in Curtis or online at fishandhuntshop.com.
Are you tired of squinting and straining to see the world around you? Dr. Derek Dake and the team at Northern Lights Vision Center in Newberry is committed to bringing the beauty of clear vision back into your life. Whether you're in need of new eyeglasses or contact lenses, Northern Lights Vision Center has many choices to choose from. Say goodbye to blurry vision and hello to a world of clarity and color. Your journey to a clearer vision starts with a simple call by calling 906-291-2015 to set up an appointment. Let Northern Lights Vision Center light up your world.
Time to take a look at what's on tap as we continue week 1 of the high school football season. Tomorrow we're over in Engadine, and it's the one Saturday game on the eastern end in 8-man football. Engadine will take on Rapid River at the Salzider Memorial Field down there. 4 o'clock to kick off. Our pregame coverage starts at 3:45. Hope that you can join us for that one. Next week back here in Newberry, as the Mustangs and the Indians battle for the Axe. The 2 top teams in the conference from a year ago. Newberry will enter at 1-0. The Mustangs will be 0-1. It should be a fantastic contest. I want to thank all of our sponsors for joining us again to start another high school football season here in the Eastern UP. Our Pickleman's Total One-Stop Newberry Subway player of the game tonight, Matthew Rahali, 5 different ways to find a touchdown tonight. Kick return, punt return, interception return, threw a pass, had a long run as well, and led the Newberry Indians to this victory. Our Northern Star chiropractic bone crunching hit of the game. Very often does it come from an offensive lineman, but Jude Taylor had a huge block on that opening kickoff that sprung Raholly for the touchdown. And Jude Taylor gets our first Northern Star chiropractic bone crunching hit of the game award for the season. Indians 72, a game Brimley Bay's team. They were strong, scoring 42 tonight. Gas with only 11 players in uniform for the contest. Have a great weekend and keep it here all season long for live video play-by-play coverage. Teams across the EUP with M123 FM, the EUP Sports Network on Facebook, and streaming on YouTube through mynewberrynews.com. I'm Dan Hardenbrook. Indians win tonight 72-42.